What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of Pursuit of Destiny podcast. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr., and I am back again for yet another episode. Now, this one, of course, coming off the heels of the affirmation on yesterday, Monday, which was entitled, I Know Who I Am. We are going to dive into this a little bit deeper on a personal level, just to talk about how we can be more assured in who we are, and so that we can live a life through that, right? And so, from the first part, I know who I am. How many people can honestly say they know who they are because of who they told themselves that they are, right? And if that was a little bit of a confusing situation, I say that because a lot of people have the understanding and knowledge of who they are because of what others have said about them rather than what they have said about themselves. When is the last time you've honestly looked in the mirror and declared things over yourself, or said things over yourself, or affirmed things, or confirmed things about yourself, right? When is the last time? Because on Mondays we do affirmations which let us know and say things about ourselves and say things about our lives and say things about our environment. However, confirmation comes when we receive those things from those things, right? Environment, self, and business and things like that. Well, when's the last time that you've did a balance check, right? Through your affirmations and your confirmations, those are the components of the thoughts that you have about yourself. So we have to take the time and it's why not now? In the beginning of the year, well, at the moment of this here podcast, it's the beginning of a new year, 2022. Why not assess who we are and take inventory of all the thoughts that we receive from others and dish them if necessary, or receive them, allow them for them to confirm if they do, but dish out the things that don't, and allow for us to have a clear picture of who we are. And largely because even in the midst of the affirmation, it goes on to talk about how we know who we are and we are not confused or wondering in life, because that is what will happen if we allow for those negative thoughts or those thoughts outside of who we actually are to creep in, to seep in, to live in within our minds, right? And so we can't go about life being successful. We can't go about life being powerful. We can't go about life giving and leaving impact when we are wondering or when we are confused. And largely we are because of what other people say about who we are, and we allow for those things to stick and take up residence in our minds, because our minds is the gateway. Our mind is the incubator. Our mind is the source in which it dictates our lives. Like, yes, our body has movement. Our body will do different things. Our mouth will say certain things. However, it is the mind that guides what taste comes in or what words go out. It is our mind that determines our body movements and where we will go or where we don't go, right? And so even as it says, out of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So the heart, not necessarily the beeping part of the body, however, the heart being the mind of who we are. So whatever we think within our mind, whatever we have going on, whatever thoughts, whatever things we allow to take up residence within our minds will eventually come out of our mouths. And as we believe, whatever we say determines the things that we will see. So it all lines up, right? And so we're talking about us as an individual specifically, not only in the affirmation, but on today's podcast. So with that being in mind, we have to know who we are, and we can tell ourselves who we are. We can take inventory. We can write things down. We can journal, right? Now, you all know, I talked about it on the previous podcast, journaling is my thing. I love writing. I don't even necessarily love going back and reading what I wrote, but I love the process of writing to free my thoughts, to let my thoughts wander on paper. But then if need be, I will go back and do inventory, right? But all that to say, know who you are, right? Because you don't want to live life confused or wondering. And then even it goes on to say how I live with intention and deep understanding of why I exist. This is also necessary, which touches along the realms and the conversation of purpose, which we talked about last week. But knowing who we are, have a deep understanding of who we are and why we exist, speaks to our given purpose in life. Now, I can't say enough, right? We can't say enough about why purpose is necessary, because when you operate in purpose, you will then walk in your destiny and allow for doors to be open and opportunities to be had and ways to be made and people to come into your life that may seem like, wow, this is so awesome. This is so cool. I'm so appreciative of all these various things that are taking place. Well, those things take place along the path of destiny, and we're able to take the first step when we operate in purpose, right? So I even had the visualization of like Candyland, which I don't know if it's a game that you have even played, but nonetheless, let's even talk about hopscotch, right? Where you have the boxes and sometimes there's two and sometimes there's one, but nonetheless, there's a path, right? And so destiny, path, hopscotch, boom, boom, boom. But nonetheless, purpose comes when you act upon that specific path. So you take the first step, then you go to the second step, boom, 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 operating purpose. But knowing who you are, having a true understanding of your existence, allow for you to operate in purpose. And we want you to have the understanding of knowing who you are because of the beneficial factors, not only for your life, but even for the world entirety, right? In its entirety, largely because I personally believe that what we are to do, the impact that we are to make, is going to be worldwide, right? I always think worldwide, and even largely because there's social media now, right? I am here in the United States in Florida. However, this podcast, this YouTube channel has the ability to go all around the world. And for those who have the ability to tap in, to link in, to find it and things like that, they too have the ability to see. They too have the ability to hear this information. However, it only is given to them because I'm operating in my purpose. I'm operating in the given passions that I have and the things that I want to do and the things that I want to accomplish and the things that I want to see. However, it all links. We all link together. So with all that being said, know who you are, know why you are, and operate in the fullness of those things, because when you do, the world becomes a better place, your family becomes better, your city becomes better, and things overall becomes better because there is no confusion, there is no wonderment, there is no hesitation, there aren't any of those things that come because you don't have a full assurance of who you are. So with that being said, great people, if you just listened to this one and did not listen to the affirmation, go back and do so. We do them every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Just as these podcasts come on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. You can also listen to those as well. That gives fuel throughout the week, okay? So with that being said, great people, I love you all. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know however you see fit, right? We have email, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. We have what you need, okay? All you have to do is reach out. So with that being said, I'll see you all. I'll talk to you all on the next podcast episode. Peace.